Hello ladies and gents, welcome back. Today we have another flight to do. However, as I said last time, I do like to try and change things a little, and something I haven't done in a long time with you guys is the walk around. So today we're going to do that. Okay, so parking brake set, avionics power off, ignition switch off, master switch on. Fuel quantity indicators, check quantity, okay. Flaps full down. Master switch off. Okay, next. So, fuel on off valve is on, I believe. Yeah, it's on. Fuel selector valve on. Static pressure alternate source value. I think that's this one. Yeah. It should be off, which it is. Trim controls neutral. They look a little bit off. There we go. I'd say that's neutral. Baggage door not simulated. Elevator surfaces check for freedom of movement and security. Okay. Rudder surfaces check freedom of movement and security. There is no freedom of movement. That will be because I think I have to disable this. There we go. We can put that back on now, I think. No, not that one. This one. Tail tie down. Well, it's not on, so it's removed. Emergency locator antenna, check for integrity. Looks fine. Flaps, check for security. Yep, no movement. Aileron, check for freedom of movement. All good. Wing tie down, not on. Fuel quantity and colour, so 21 US gallons. Colour, good, no contamination. Chocks are not on, tyres are good. Oil quantity and colour, so colour's good, quantity is still absolutely fine. Propeller and spinner, yeah. Air inlets, looking good, the covers are off. Air filter, lower inlet, looks fine. The nose wheel, all is good considering I had such a nasty landing last time. Fuel quantity and colour on the left wing, all good, 21 gallons. Pitot tube cover, not on. Probe temperature, looks good. Wing tie down, not on anyway. Landing and taxi lights, check. Well, they're there. I don't know what more you want from me. We'll do a light check after. Aileron, check for freedom of movement. Good. Flaps. Yep. Left wheel, chocks are not on, everything looks good, and the tyres are good. So let's finish, and we'll just go back again. We'll do the same thing, but this time light check. So, master switch on. Light switches all on. So, that's the beacon light, that's on. That's the strobes, all good. Landing and taxi lights. You can see landing there, and I think taxi is just one single light. Lights, there's a strobe and the wing lights are on. So, all off, battery off, finish. Okay, so today's leg, we are going to be flying from Siglufjordur Airport, BISI, to BIAR Akureyri Airport. That is where we are going to be flying from, and the route is basically we just take off and we follow the coast and we go down into sort of an inlet. So we'll have a look on the map as well. There we go. So BIAR even is down here. Runway is a straight in approach, that's very good. So we're just going to fly that way, all the way around. There's a little island over there. I think we'll make sure we pass over the top of the island. That looks cool. And then down to here. So, without further ado, let's go through the checklist. We don't normally do this, so let's run through it. Seat belts, shoulder harness fastened. Yes. Brakes, test and set, they're done. Fuel selector. Both. How's that trim? Yep. Fuel shutoff valve on. Circuit breakers, yeah, not modelled. Beacon on. Actually, I should have the nav light on and the battery already, I think. Beacon on. Avionics switch off. Master switch on. Oh, so we turn the master switch on now. Okay. I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself. So throttle. Open 1/4 inch. Mixture. Idle cutoff. Interesting. Okay, well, if the engine's cold, it's not in our case. Propeller area is free, so let's engage the starter. Let's see what it does with no mixture in there. I don't think it'll start. Oh, it will. But it won't start for long. So let's do that again. There we go. Directional gyro is not aligned. That's fine. We can fix that in a minute. So after engine start, ignition switch to both. Mixture to rich. Engine RPM around 1000. Yep, we know this one. We'll just jack it back down. Don't know why I said jack it down. Doesn't make any sense. Oil pressure. Pressure is good. Temperature is not yet. We need to wait. Mixture leaned maximum. Oh, because we're on the ground. Mixture at engine start should be rich. Okay, so we need to lean the engine back apparently. Okay, that should be fine, I think. Flaps retract, yeah, all the way up, thank you. Avionics on, no, alternator on first, it's missing a step. Avionics on, okay. Instruments set, no, we need to do that, so directional gyro, that's done. Let me just close that for a moment. And altimeter is 1013 because I'm flying with default weather. I haven't put active sky on because, to be honest, it's just been giving me clouds every time, and it's getting a bit boring looking at the clouds. So let's go back here. So that's the after engine start checklist complete. Perfect. Right, runway is runway 7, so we'll get the heading set in there. We can set this guy up as well. I know what the message is. The message doesn't want to go away. It just refuses to leave. Okay, so flight plan. We are currently at BISI. What did we say that nice place is there? BIHY. So we're going to want. I want to fly over BIHI. No, BIHY. Correct? Is that right? BIHY, yes. Exactly. And then here, we're going to go to our actual destination, which is BI, oops, A, R. Perfect. Excellent. So if we go back here, we can see BIHY up there. Right, everything's looking good, so we just need to wait for the engine temperature to go back to normal. Right, oil temperature is green and it doesn't look like it's going to climb any higher, not yet anyway. So I think now is a good time to begin taxiing. So let's check taxi. Brakes, check. Okay, we'll do that when we start. So maybe we should start. So let's check the brakes. Both working, good. Compass, free movement. Flight instruments, check. Okay, so before takeoff, we will just navigate ourselves onto the runway, and then we'll run through the before takeoff checklist. Okay. Parking brakes on. So parking brakes set. Flight controls, we checked those already. Flight instruments set. I thought this was a heading of 07, but obviously not. Fuel selector, both. Elevator trim set. No, it's a little bit out. You can see it just by there. That looks better. Mixture, rich for run up. So let's go rich. You can see the throttles drop, the RPM dropping a little bit there. Okay, autopilot check disconnect. Yes, I'll disconnect it myself anyway, just in case. Throttle to 1800 RPM. So that's 1800, just about. Ammeter check. Yep. Engine instruments check. Everything looks good in there. Okay. Fuel flow, good. Suction check. Where's the vacuum? There it is. We've got green for the vacuum. Magnetos check. Magnetos check. Where do we check the magnetos? I honestly don't know where to check them. If anybody knows where to check the magnetos, please let me know. Because trying to run through the proper checklist, I need to know where they are. Throttle idle check, what? Radio set. I don't know what idle check means. I mean, we're not on idle, they just told us to go to 1800 RPM. Radio set. Yes. Brakes, release, doors, windows closed, flaps as required, mixture rich below 3000. Okay. Right, let's go then. I think that's all that's left now. So, brakes off. Just make sure we're straight. And then, as they suggested, full throttle. Oh, I do love asphalt. Makes life so much easier. Airspeed alive. 60 knots. Let's rotate. Off we go. So, climb. I don't know how well you can see that. I'm climbing, trying to hold 10-degree climb, which is a normal climb rate for a jetliner. For the Cessna, there's actually a climb speed that you should aim for, which is the 79 knot mark they were talking about. So I'm just going to climb to try and hold 79 knots. That looks pretty good. No, a little higher. Let's bring the map up so we can see exactly where we are. And I will. Oop, turning. I'm not paying attention fully. It's locked to us. Okay, so that's 1,000 feet. Looking good. Now I've been having trouble, as you will have noticed in these videos, getting the trim correct. I'm going to try it again in this episode. I'm going to try and get my trim set correctly. So that's nose down, I want nose up. And we'll just, we'll try and trim it for, I don't know. See, this is the weird thing. That's now trimmed quite high, and I didn't give it much movement. But it's going to start dropping again. It really seems to balloon quite a lot. And I'll be honest, I don't understand it. Now that, I was about to say that looks settled, but it's not, is it? Because we've now just gone back up again. But let's start turning. You'll notice I'm trying not to do autopilot here too much. There is a good reason for that. I feel like we have used autopilot just a little bit too much recently. This was originally meant to be a VFR series, but yeah, that hasn't really happened. Oh, we're getting a bit too close to the mountain there. Okay. As per normal, we're going to climb to 4,500 feet. That's going to be our cruise altitude for today. We're not going very far, as you can tell. 16 miles until BISI. Sorry, that's where we're heading to. BIHY, that's where we're coming from even. A little bit further to get to BIAR. And as always, there is cat noise in the background. That's because my little darlings decided to wake up just before I started recording. They were sleeping peacefully, but now they've decided they're not interested in that. They want to make noise, so I apologise. As always, I have to apologise for them. So, we're doing pretty well so far. We are, you notice the FPM is ballooning a bit. You know, we're going 500, then up to 1,000, then back down. But we're climbing. That's the important thing. We're not dipping from descent to climb to descent to climb, so I'm not so worried. I didn't put any lights on. The checklist is missing them, and I literally followed the checklist. That is naughty of me. Should have followed the checklist. Should have realised the checklist was wrong. We'll have a look at some outside views in a minute. I want to get us climbing to 4,000. I'm going to start adjusting the heading bug as well. I think 150 is a sensible heading for now. So, heading mode and alt mode. There we go. Right. What can the pack see? Oh! Is that a cliff, or is that something wrong with my ortho? Let's have a quick look outside. Which one do I want? Which one do I want? Oh, it's a cliff, isn't it? Interesting. Do I not have any that are kind of right on the side, just that one by the looks of it. Oh no, I have some more here. No, they're the same ones. They're the same ones. Well, at least that is a lovely view for the passengers. And we're going to head to BIHY, which is just by here. So apparently I need to be on a heading of 136. That doesn't make any sense. No, that makes no sense at all. I think I'm going to turn just 10 degrees more. Oh, and I should lean the engine, shouldn't I? Yes, I should. So, just pull it back. Yes, 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 yes. I know, buddy. Okay, that looks good. Maybe a little bit back. Yeah. I just wanted to stop bouncing, really. That's okay. It's bouncing a little, but... Ah, perfect. Perfect! So, fuel flow is now around 5 gallons an hour. Engine gas temperature pretty high. There we go. What's the temperature? 6 degrees, so we should put the pitot heat on, I think. We're doing well. Green, green, green. That looks like it's slightly below 0, but I think it's actually okay. Alright. So how far to BIHY? 9 nautical miles. Okay. So it should be on this island. We should be able to see it. And while we're flying there, I'm going to give you some facts. So I'm just going to grab my facts for a moment. Okay, so let's do another 2 or 3 facts. We have today Borgar Verki, a 10 to 15 meter high ridge of columnar rock. This phenomenon is a volcanic plug, and there is speculation as to whether it was, in ancient times, a district fortress and even perhaps a battleground. From speculation as to whether it was, sorry, I'm reading the same thing again. From Borgar Verki, there is a wide panoramic view over a large part of the region, and a viewfinder is in place to help locate some of the important landmarks. It's cool. Then, oh, here we go. Langans is a narrow peninsula between Pistolfjordur and Bakkaflói, shaped like a goose with a very large head. This area is about as wild as coastal Iceland gets, perfect for exploring off the beaten track. A rough road goes to the tip, named Fonta. On the north and south of the tip there are steep sea cliffs, Skoravikarbjarg and Skalavikarbjarg. The Langans Peninsula is known for its rich bird life and very good bird watching spots, where it's possible to watch the gannet and Brunix guillemot from land. I have no idea what those birds are, I'll be honest. I'm not a bird person. But there we go. There's some facts for today. And this, over Londa, should be the airport we were looking at. Just a very small little island, isn't it? Ah, there it is. I think that's the one there, that grass strip. Lovely. So that is BIHY. Very cool. And let's have a look at what the packs have got. Co-pilot's got this view. We obviously have no packs. We haven't been flying with them. There's some slightly strange ridges on here. I think maybe this is to do with the ortho generation. I think the ortho for XP has made those ridges. I'm not sure how realistic they are. But they're still cool. Now, let's go into this mode. We can have a look. We can watch the airport. And, yeah, actually, before we do that, I should go into here, set up the VNAV. So I'll bring this up in big screen. We need to be oh no, not -1000. Yeah, I'm going to do it on this one actually because it's a little bit easier for me, but you can still see it on there. .5 miles before BIAR. We can do a descent of 700 feet per minute, I think, maybe 800. So we should start descending in 8 minutes 14. Okay. We just turn that off. So we're about to pass BIHY, which means we will then start making our way down to our actual destination airport. Okay, there we go, 22 nautical miles. Now, let's go back to the map. There appears to be a plane here. Interesting. Okay. Right. BIAR 01 and 19. Okay, so we're going to want to come in on the 19 heading. That's going to be better for us. But for now, let's get back up here. Interesting that there's traffic of some sort, but it looks like it's on the ground. It's not moving. Which is slightly odd. For now, though, we'll carry on in this view. Which one's that one? No. There we go. That's a nice one. And I'll put the map over here, because there's not much to see on the right-hand side. So far, the way these flights have worked, I've pretty much, because I've been flying clockwise, there's always been coast and things on the right-hand side that we want to see, so the view on the plane is left-hand side. It's just the way it's happened, to be honest. But, yeah. As you can see, actually, from my quick links, I only have one right-hand side, which is this one. The majority of them are this one, left-hand side. Oh, in fact, you know what? If I go back here, can I go into external view and still have that? I can. Right, so how do I move you? How do I move you? No. Why can't I move them? No, I can only make it smaller and bigger. That's quite annoying. Okay, well, in that case we'll get rid of that. I was hoping I could leave it up so we could monitor our progress, but apparently not. So we'll go back to the external. And we'll enjoy looking at the countryside. Okay, so let's go back to the cockpit. We are now going to start descending. I know we don't need to, we've still got a minute left, but I think that, yep, there we go, that is our runway. Wow, this is a proper airport. Got pappy lights and everything, and a Q400 by the looks of it. Okay, so let's start a descent. What did we program originally? 800. I think we'll do that. We'll go down at 800 feet per minute. And I'm going to close the map because we don't need it anymore. It looks like we're almost on the correct heading as well. So I'm going to turn to 190. There we go. And of course we can adjust ourselves as we need to. Yeah, we're a little bit off track at the moment, but that's okay. We can correct that. For now, we just need to get the descent speed down. Descent speed, we need to descend, is what I'm trying to say. It's a very, very nice landscape here though, isn't it? Oh, now that is a good shot. That's probably a better shot when I get closer. But yeah, there it is. So what have the packs got? That one's not so nice. But to be honest, I say that. Iceland is so impressive to look at that, you know, a little... What am I trying to say? Everything looks awesome, is what I'm trying to say. I say, oh, it's not that interesting, but actually, it is. It's just not as interesting as some of the other parts we've seen during this tour. It's still incredibly good looking. So, at the moment, what have we got? 3 white and 1 red, which means we are still just a little bit too high on the profile, but we should catch it up soon, I think. In fact, I'm changing my mind. I don't think we are going to catch that up. Get back in line. We need to descend a bit faster. And we're just about to approach 2,000 feet, so I think now would be a good time. Yeah, so I've gone full rich, and I'm just dropping the throttle back to 15, around 15. Let's turn VNAV off, we know exactly where we are now. How we're looking now. 2 red, 2 white, okay. I think now, ooh, excuse me, now if we go back to 800 feet per minute, now we should be okay. But we'll just keep an eye on the pappy lights. It's useful having them. Very useful. It does also mean that there's probably some sort of... yeah, there's a fix at the back that we could have tuned to. But it's okay. We don't need that. We're good. We're good. Oh, we're now a little bit too low. So let's change that again. And I think now, let me go back here, put the yokes back in, and disconnect. Okay, I have control. So we're looking pretty good in terms of lining up. I would like to get the speed back a little bit more so I can get some flaps out. Which is probably possible because at the moment we're too low. So let's do that. Hold ourselves steady, get the speed dropping, Speaking to some people yesterday, apparently it is very much like real world, the way the plane really does balloon once you put the flaps down. But actually, there we go, we're back on 2 white, 2 red. Good. That is good news. And speed is still dropping, not as quickly as before though. We're off to the, we're not on the centre yet. We're a little bit off. But honestly, in a Cessna, I don't worry about the centre line so much. As long as we can land, I'm happy. Okay. Second set of flaps. Oh, now we're a bit too high. But again, what with this being a Cessna, we have plenty of time to brake. 100 feet above almost. So it's a long landing, but in a plane of this size, we don't really have to be concerned about that. Dead on centerline though, pretty much. Dead on centerline pretty much, there we go. That's a statement for you from me. Okay. And we're down. Nice. Okay, so I'll get the throttle back to around 1,000. We're just rolling at the moment. There's no need to apply brakes. Got plenty of runway still. And now we'll put some brakes on. Is that a... No, that's not a taxiway. Oops. I thought that was a taxiway. That was actually why I put the brakes on. Oh well. Let's do a full turn. Good old asphalt runways. Love them. Now let's have a look. Who is that guy? Traffic Global, please tell me. Give me labels. Doesn't want to give me a label. Which is odd. Usually parked aircraft have a label as well. Okay, let's get those flaps up. Let's move the yoke. And we can put it back again now. Oh, he's moving as well. Why? Ah, there we go. Air Iceland Connect. Yeah, it's a Dash 8 Q400. Very nice. I really hope he's going to wait for us to get off the runway. If we go here, we can see where should we be turning. Okay, so there isn't a second taxi path actually, so we're going to have to go this way. I really hope that he waits for me. I've got a sneaky suspicion that he's not going to. Doesn't look like he is. Well, this is not really runway etiquette, but it looks like I'm going to have to stop and wait for him. Not the way you normally do things. I really hope he's going to turn the other way. Don't turn my direction. Oh, for goodness sake. Alright, we will have to go around you then, apparently. Lucky we're in a small plane, really. And now he's realised that we're in the way. Here we go, so this is complete realism for you now. But if we get parked up quickly enough, we can watch him take off. It'll be a little bit of a bonus for us. Right, GA apron, because these are obviously normal spots. I'm going to say GA is not got a particular spot actually. I think if we go and stick ourselves over on the left where I was looking just now, so we'll just taxi over there. Let's get into here. I need to turn off the landing lights and the strobes. Taxi lights should have been on already. And I think we will just park ourselves by here. I think this should be fine. Nice. So, brakes on. Taxi lights off. Oh, there's a Delta airline on cruise as well, over there. Right. Throttle, idle, mixture, lean. Altimeter, sorry, avionics off first, altimeter off. Magnetos off, beacon off. Battery off, nav light off. I didn't turn off the alternator when the whatever. So let's watch this guy. In fact, you know what? I'm not very good at doing this, but where is it? Where is Traffic Global? Radar. Why can't I not join to him? Okay, so for some reason I can't join to him. Let's watch him leave. And off he goes. Can we see where he's going to? Is that possible? Flight schedule. Heading to Reykjavik, by the looks of it. Flight number, can't see the flight number, but I guess it's this one. Well, anyway, I want to have a very quick look at the landing. I think that was a much better landing in terms of flare. So let's go for my external view. Oh, now, excuse me for a moment. That is going to be the thumbnail for the video. So I just need to take a screenshot. There we go. And now we can check it on this view actually. So this was where I realised we're a bit too high, and where the PAPI lights decided, yes, you are too high. And you can see they went from 1 white to 3 red, all the way up to 4 white very quickly. Obviously I must have been on profile and then I lost the profile. I've just realised that place I tried to turn before, that's PAPI lights for the opposite direction. There we go. So we were long. Very long. The touchdown zone was the section we just passed. Now let's see. That was me just correcting. So how does this look? Right, starting to flare. Okay. Okay, that looks better. Let's just go back a couple of seconds. Change to the gear view and we can check it in here properly. No, all 3 tyres down at once. That's not the way I wanted it. Not at all. Okay, well, thank you very much everyone for watching. I do hope you enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and come and check us out on Discord as well. I will see you next time for another leg. Bye bye.